Hey, I'm Andy.
And I'm Patrick.
And we're in a band called Fall Out Boy, and you're watching Hot with Linda Cruz.
Fall Out Boy es el nuevo disco de Fall Out Boy y se encuentran en México presentando este nuevo material y también aprovechando para hacer algunas presentaciones en festivales de radio. Y es un gusto estar con Andy y con Patrick de esta banda. Hi guys, welcome to Mexico. I want to know, in the single I Don't Care, there's a lyric that says that Mexico is a good place to start again. What do you think?
So the whole song is satirical. The whole song is very critical of, I think, a lot of behaviors that we were noticing in the States. And that's kind of poking fun at, I don't know, there's this kind of idea that, you always hear about it too, some, rich jerk, gets in some trouble with the IRS or something, doesn't pay his taxes or something, and he just runs off to Mexico, and like that's the thing is, I'll just run off to Mexico. So I think a lot of people, being in Mexico right now, I think it's a lot of people in the States, a lot of ignorant people in the States don't really think that much about Mexico as an actual place. They think about it as like refuge away from their problems in the States, and I think that's sad because it's a great place, whatever. So it's kind of teasing about that, it's not really. I think a lot of people, it's making fun of that whole idea, I guess.
Do you have any memory about Mexico?
There's pretty girls. That's my memory.
What do you think about Mexican audience? Because most of the people doesn't speak English, but they really like your music, and you have a huge fan base here. Why do you think this thing happens?
Well, I think the first and foremost, the United States and Mexico, more than any other country, and the States have a pretty direct exchange of culture, So it's one of those things where, we don't really necessarily all speak the same language, but it seems like everyone in Mexico knows a little bit of English, and everybody in the States knows a little bit of Spanish anyway. So there's that right there. I think we both have in common that we were established by some European countries or whatever, and we became our own thing, And I think our cultures are so intertwined that like you don't have to speak the same language, I mean, our music is inspired by plenty of things that came from Mexico, in the same way that I'm sure a lot of Mexican things are inspired by the United States. There's, like I said, there's that even exchange of culture. So I love playing down here, and it really doesn't feel. It's weird. It's one of the only places I've ever been where, not knowing the language, it feels very, very much like home. It doesn't really feel that different than the States to me to be here. So.
And this is the fourth album of the band. You have a wonderful collaboration like Elvis Costello. How was to work with him?
Well, I mean, we actually didn't record in the studio with him. Kind of just put it out there that we wanted to, I guess. I mean, it was kind of just backhanded, or not backhanded, but like an offhand remark where it's just like, oh, we'd like to do this with Deborah Harry or Elvis Costello, and it just, people knew people and ended up making it happen for us. So they actually recorded in a different studio. So
you have some political lines in this album. What do you think? This is a very particular moment for the United States. What do you think as an artist?
Well, I think, it's great. I think a lot of people are very filled with hope right now in the States. But one of the things, when we wrote the record, the record was written before the election, and part of the whole thing that we were commenting on was when you look at a lot of the lyrics, I don't care what you think as long as it's about me, I'm in love with my own sins, or, I'll never believe in anything again, I think that's where a lot of people were. I think a lot of people were very much just defeatist. They were just letting things be bad because they thought it would be too much of a fight to make it better, and that's kind of what the album's criticizing. That it's a very sad and empty kind of thing to think. Oh, I don't care, whatever. I'll just won't believe in anything again. It's an awful thing. So. I think now you walk down the street and Americans are all hopeful. They're cautious. We're scared. There's a lot of problems. I mean, we made a lot of mistakes, right? So now we have to fix a lot of mistakes. So I think everyone's cautious in the States, but I feel like it's the most optimistic anyone's been in a long time, I think.
What do you think? Because I see that American people see Barack Obama as a messiah, almost.
Well, I think, I mean, it depends. There are certainly people who think that. I think a lot of us, though, just see him as a great change for politics, because he's come out of the gate really attempting to unite people, right? Instead of, I mean, that's kind of been his thing the whole time, was, you know, the United States of America. We should be, as a country, we should be, you know, we should stop fighting with each other, and then we should stop fighting with other nations too, you know. So I think that's something that is attracting a lot of people. Of course, there are people who see him as the Messiah. There are people who see him as the devil. There are all sorts of crazy people in the United States who think all sorts of crazy things. But I think, you know, in general, I feel like if anything, people are just very hopeful. You know, I think more than anything, on average, yeah, there are some crazies who, you know, are sure that he's going to be, you know, I don't know, that I think he's, you know, anybody in politics is going to polarize people, but I think on average he seems to have united people, at least for now. So that's, you know, that's all you can ask for, I guess.
In the I Don't Care music video, it ends with Sarah Palin. Why?
Because it was funny. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of an inside joke.
If Tina Fey did it, why?
I wish Tina Fey would have been in the video as Sarah Palin. That would have been awesome. She did a good one, I think.
Yeah. We were kind of just teasing about, again, kind of one of the things we keep saying on the record is that, you know, it's almost like people were looking at everything kind of through the lenses of like tabloids, you know? Like, it was like people were looking at Barack Obama the same way they were looking at Britney Spears, and that's a mistake. You should not do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we have this whole video that's all these, you know, rock stars and stuff, and then at the end of it, one of the rock stars peels off his face and it's Sarah Palin, and it's kind of just a joke about, you know, like, oh yeah, you know, everybody's a rock star, everybody's, you know, a celebrity. It's just stupid, you know, so just teasing about that. So.
Bueno, ellos fueron Andrew y Patrick, integrantes de Fall Out Boy, en exclusiva para Hot, y lo viste en Prodigy MSN.